Johnny Depp started out on 21 Jump Street and from there became pretty massive in Hollywood, but apparently he was invited to Epstein's island and turned it down, to at which point Hollywood then blackballed him and didn't allow him to be a part of many different films. Today we're diving into this topic as we take a look at this video. I'm here with my morning coffee. Let me know what you're drinking, and if you're a Johnny Depp fan, I'm quite curious. This is the first time we're talking about him on the channel.
I don't think about Hollywood. I don't have much further need for Hollywood myself. I don't know how you guys feel, but yeah, I think it's a very strange, funny time where everybody would love to be able to be themselves, but they can't because they must fall in line with the person in front of them.
By the way, I believe the tattoo on his wrists, let me pull that back up. Does it say no regrets or does it say no rest? Let me actually look into that real quick. I was wrong. It actually says no reason. That's interesting.
Johnny Depp was one of the biggest stars in the world, but then everything changed after he was invited to Jeffrey Epstein's infamous island and he said no. That's when Hollywood turned on him. Now, Johnny Depp is publicly exposing Hollywood's dark side, revealing a coordinated campaign to destroy his career through betrayal, financial warfare, and media manipulation. He turned down an invitation to Epstein's island and they made him pay. His reputation was destroyed, his finances drained, his career was left in ruins.
His finances drained? This is a mega star. He's played Edward Scissorhands, he's played the Pirates of the Caribbean, and probably 100 other films, plus television shows. He's basically as big as they come. So to hear finances drained, there must have been some crazy money mismanagement going on, or maybe a little bit of exaggeration by the person that's narrating this video.
Depp is now exposing the dark side of fame, manipulation, and power dynamics behind Hollywood's glamorous facade. So what really happened to Johnny Depp? Who was behind it? And why is he speaking now?
To me in my life, the majority of what you read is fantastically, horrifically written fiction.
Only a few actors in Hollywood have endured enough to speak openly about the darkness lurking behind its glittering facade. Johnny Depp, a man with over 4 decades of experience navigating the industry's glitz, grime, and unspoken rules, is one such figure. Now, after blockbuster success, bitter legal battles, and personal reinvention, Depp has nothing to prove and nothing to lose. So in a stunning revelation that has sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, Depp revealed the shocking turn his life took after he was allegedly approached by Epstein's organization, and he turned the invitation down. You see, recently it was revealed that the Epstein files reportedly include some references to Johnny Depp. But here's the thing, these mentions are ambiguous and do not provide evidence of any direct involvement. For example, some documents indicate that there were invitations extended to Depp, but there is no record of Depp responding to these invitations or engaging further.
Now, you have to remember that being in the Epstein files doesn't actually mean that you did anything wrong. It means that your name was somewhere within the emails that were sent back and forth. It doesn't mean that you visited or even spoke with Epstein in any way. It could have meant that maybe Jeffrey Epstein was talking about his film and brought up his name in emails, so it's coming up in search, even never having sent an invite. But apparently an invite was sent that Johnny Depp seemed to have ignored, which was a good decision.
Now, the reason for this is simple. Depp was invited to Epstein's island, and he turned the invitation down, and that's where his troubles began. According to insider reports, after Johnny Depp refused to fall in line, his world started getting dismantled, slowly by slowly. It all began with betrayal from within Depp's Hollywood inner circle. During his highly publicized legal battles with Amber Heard, Depp discovered a painful truth about Hollywood's inner circle. He revealed that some individuals who publicly distanced themselves from him during the controversy actually knew he was innocent from the start. Depp stated that some of the people who distanced themselves from me knew the truth from day one. This admission implies that several A-list actors, directors, and producers knowingly abandoned Depp, despite being aware of his innocence. These actions were not mere business decisions or PR strategies, but calculated betrayals.
It's strange because when you find someone in Hollywood that's getting something pinned on them, them dealing with a difficult time, being blackballed by Hollywood and told that they're crazy, any of these types of things, you'll notice their friends from the industry tend to back away because they don't want to have any involvement with the negative, I guess you could say, negative press that comes along with it. And that's really sad because it'll really show you who your friends are. And in many cases, a lot of these celebrities find out that their friends are actually not their friends at all.
By insiders who chose to sacrifice him for their own interests. Industry insiders now question whether Depp's rapid fall from grace was orchestrated. Within weeks of the initial allegations, he was dropped from major projects, including the lucrative Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. Studios that once sought his involvement quickly severed ties, terminating contracts and shelving projects.
I don't know how you take him out of Pirates of the Caribbean. He literally is Pirates of the Caribbean. When you think of that movie, even when you think of the Disney ride, you think of Johnny Depp. He is the pirate of the Caribbean. You can't have that movie without him.
The speed and coordination of this response suggest a sinister effort beyond just simple business prudence. Depp himself compared his situation to other Hollywood scandals, noting that, unlike others, he won his defamation case and legally proved his innocence. Yet the industry's lukewarm response to his vindication reveals deeper motives. He proved he was innocent, but Hollywood didn't welcome him back. Why?
By Hollywood. Well, I mean, you'd have to not have a pulse to feel at that point, to feel like, no, none of this is happening. This is actually just a kind of a weird joke. You've been asleep for 35 years. So just let the weirdness commence. Of course, you know, I mean, when you're asked to resign from a film you're doing because of something that is merely a bunch of kind of vowels and consonants floating in the air, yeah, you feel a bit boycotted.
He's basically saying the vowels and consonants floating in the air, he was basically saying it's a bunch of BS. It was a bunch of nonsense that was all rumor and had held no truth, and he was having to resign for those rumors that held no truth.
Depp highlighted the role of media mathematics, suggesting that algorithms and media manipulation amplified negative coverage of him while suppressing positive stories. This sophisticated character assassination extended beyond tabloid gossip, creating an echo chamber of negativity that severely damaged his public image. Insider reports say that at the height of his trial with Amber Heard, various people in the media were urged to bring up Depp's past struggles, and in some cases, allegedly exaggerate them. If you remember, at the time, we heard all kinds of stories about Depp that painted him in a negative light. The smear campaign got so bad that they were bringing old associates of Depp to testify against him. Testifying at the behest of attorneys representing Depp's ex-wife Amber Heard were a longtime agent, a former business manager, and a friend of Depp's for nearly 4 decades. Tracy Jacobs, who served as the actor's agent for about 30 years, said Depp was showing up late to set consistently on virtually every movie during their final years working together. I was very honest with him and said, "You've got to stop doing this. This is hurting you," Jacobs testified. And it did. The testimony served to push back against Depp's libel lawsuit against Heard. Depp claims that a 2018 op-ed piece Heard wrote in the Washington Post unfairly portrayed him as a domestic abuser and cost him a lucrative Hollywood career. Heard's attorneys argued that Depp's professional undoing was the result of his own bad behavior. Joel Mandel, Depp's former business manager, testified that the Pirates of the Caribbean films had catapulted him into an entirely different level of success. According to Joel, that meant more employees for Depp, buying additional property, a bigger life, and a more expensive one. Joel Mandel said that things began to change around 2010.
It makes sense, right? If you get yourself into a heavily lucrative space, in this case, Pirates of the Caribbean for Johnny Depp, maybe you do spend differently. Maybe he does buy another house in a different area because he's making so much money. There's nothing strange in that.
And it became clear over time that there were issues with alcohol and bucks. At one point, Depp was spending around $100,000 a month for a doctor and staff to help him get sober. At another, he was spending $300,000 a month on full-time staff. And there were also times when Depp spent thousands of dollars a month on prescription
$100,000 to $300,000 a month on staff, on medical staff? That seems a bit extreme.
The spending levels had grown very, very, very large and required that level of incredibly high income to be maintained, Mandel said. And when it dropped off, the disconnect became untenable. He said Depp fired him in 2016. Bruce Witkin, a musician who was friends with Depp for nearly 40 years, testified that Depp could become jealous in his romantic relationships. He once saw bruises on Heard's arm and saw Depp with a fat lip one time. But Witkin said he never saw Depp or Heard physically abuse each other. Witkin said he tried to help Depp with his substance abuse and had set him up with a therapist. He'd say, "I'll be all right, I'll be all right." Witkin recalled, "Well, you're not all right." The psychological impact was profound. Depp described his experience as surreal, akin to being trapped in a vast wilderness, isolated from the industry and community that had been his life for decades. Colleagues who had worked with him for years suddenly refused public association, intensifying his isolation.
Did you see right there? Ellen Tube. He was clearly on the Ellen DeGeneres show, which is also quite interesting. A topic that we cover fairly regularly here on the channel.
So happy that Johnny has remained true to himself throughout all of the abuse and false allegations. We love you, Johnny. Hollywood may have boycotted him, but his fans did not.
I agree with
love
that.
Johnny Depp. He was cleared of the charges and lies filed against him. He stood up for himself and was vindicated.
Cut me. That's what you want to do. Ultimately, you've taken everything. You want my blood? Take it. Have my blood. And then she said, no. And then I said, look, if you're not going to take it, and you want it, I know you want it, that's all I've got left, take it. If she wasn't going to do it, I would have done it. Because that's psychologically, emotionally where I was.
Now we have to realize that every single person, whether you're a Hollywood superstar or a normal person like you and I, everyone has their issues, their problems, their works in progress. No one is perfect, and to assume that someone is, in my opinion, just keeping your eyes closed and not being honest with yourself. Everyone has things that they've done wrong, and they try to improve themselves as a person after doing those things. Johnny Depp, of course, was not perfect. He's, first of all, working a job, living in a world that is extremely corrupt and that has massive amounts of stress on top of it. So it even heightens the situation more than probably you or I would experience. And many of us say he's rich, he's multi-millionaire, he's a superstar, he should have no problems. But the more that we learn about the things that go on in Hollywood, or as I like to call it, in dirty Hollywood, the more I become to understand that they're not just dealing with going on set reading their lines. They're not just dealing with the big salaries that they're making, but they're dealing with all of this corruption that they have to endure and things that they have to see on the backside of Hollywood that until now no one's been talking about.
Depp's trial and subsequent lawsuits revealed the involvement of Hollywood fixers, shadowy figures like Paul Baresi and Adam Waldman, who operate behind the scenes to protect the industry's most valuable assets. These professionals specialize in crisis management, employing coercive tactics to manipulate witnesses and suppress damaging information. The Viper Room lawsuit involving Depp's former business interests exposed how these fixers weaponize their skills against those who fall out of favor. Their operations include coordinated media campaigns, legal maneuvering, witness intimidation, and financial warfare, designed to eliminate threats to the established order. Depp's financial losses from being dropped from projects are staggering, with estimates exceeding $600 million in lost potential earnings. This economic assault was disguised as prudent business decisions, but it was, in reality, a calculated effort to bankrupt him and prevent him from fighting back. Studios claimed they were protecting protecting investments by distancing themselves from controversy. But Depp's comments reveal a deeper understanding. Studio heads act as glorified accountants, following directives from higher corporate powers, not as creative visionaries. Despite his legal victory and proven box office appeal, major studios remain hesitant to fully welcome Depp back. His upcoming role in Day Drinker marks his first major Hollywood studio project in years, but the project's secrecy and subdued marketing reflect the industry's cautious approach. This controlled return aims to limit Depp's influence and prevent him from regaining his former power. However, this strategy has backfired, drawing more attention to the coordinated efforts to marginalize him. Johnny Depp was invited to Epstein's island. He said no twice. Then Hollywood destroyed him. Betrayal from within. A coordinated smear campaign. Witnesses brought against him. $600 million in lost earnings. He won his case. He proved his innocence, but Hollywood still won't welcome him back. Why? Was it because he refused to participate in Epstein's world? Was he punished for saying no? Johnny Depp's story is a cautionary tale about what happens when you refuse to fall in line, when you turn down the wrong invitation, when you say no to powerful people. They don't just fire you, they destroy you. The dark side of Hollywood, behind the glamorous facade, lies a world of manipulation, power, and control. And Johnny Depp is one of the few who survived to tell the story.
So the question is, does Johnny Depp need Hollywood, or can he pull a Mel Gibson story where he starts to fund his own films and just makes even more money and sees more success by being his own producer, putting together his own films? Or if he dives back into Hollywood, as he apparently is right now, will he begin to gain that success? And will Hollywood open their arms again to him and have him rejoin the corrupt community? Make sure you guys check out this video, which takes you deeper into the dark Hollywood world, and I'll see you guys over there.